Hello everybody, welcome to a day of Cosmoteer. And let's go ahead and let's look at one of these new ships that I kind of just built and in a sense modified. Now somebody left a comment on one of my videos saying, I don't build my own ships in a sense. So I wanna reach out to everybody that's watching these videos and leave me a comment. Let me know. If you take a ship and you take the design of another ship and you build upon it and you make it your own, is it your ship or is it somebody else's ship? Alright, leave me a comment below. Let me know below and let me know what you think. So if we take this base design, right? You have the Cyrus ship. And then we take how I've heavily modified in my own way, my own ship. Or in this case, we take my 6-cannon ship. Right? And we look at both of them. We have the ship design here, right? This is this small tiny little ship which has caused and been a huge thorn on my side when you play against it because it has these nukes. Now if we take it and we modify it to be in this way a 6-cannon ship and totally completely modified in every aspect, speed wise, armor wise, size wise, and you can see that they're significantly different in that sense. Is it your own ship or is it still a ship design ship? So I don't know, let me know in comments below. Let me know, what do you think? So this is my 6-cannon ship that I've modified. I've made it so that there's curved edges, so it's easier to fly around ship to ship. But what I really want to emphasize today is I want to emphasize this new ship, which I've designed in the sense of more like a sense of, if you've ever seen Robotech or anything like that, where they add in an extension or add other ships in, and we take it against this. It's almost double the price, more than double the price in that sense. And you fight it against each other. You can see that this ship right here, it's sectioned into different ones where it has this extra in its own boost. So it has these missiles that come out and it can completely just annihilate this other ship 1v1. But one of my biggest problems that I have, which I haven't been able to get past the design, because I've pit the design against many other ships, in-game ships, which I'm going to display here in this video too. But what I wanted to emphasize is even though this ship now has much more firepower and missiles and cost-wise and everything, and it does a ton of ridiculous amount of damage in a 1v1. Most of the time when you're playing against the AI and everything, it's going to be more than one ship. More than one ship's going to come attack you. And one of my biggest problems or gripes that I have right here that I haven't been able to get over, because this is why I'm keeping my ships so lower cost, is if I were to take 2 of these ships, right? And just about 1,600,000 and almost even less than the cost of this one, and even less crew, right? Restart the battle and go against it. This stands no chance. These 2 ships is just going to wipe out this other ship, no problem. And it's just how it is, where I haven't been able to pull away from these ships. Now, some people can say, oh, it's not my own ship. If I've heavily customized and heavily designed it, and you can even think of real world, like battles, you think of tanks. Think of, Germany, Russia, everybody's just copying each other, even America. You get the M1 Abrams. And you heavily modify it to what you want. Is it still your design? Is it your own ship? Or is it somebody else's ship? So these things play into the factor of, well, what's better? Designing your own ship or modifying something that's already good and making it better? Now I'm going to emphasize this even further and play into facts. And you can refute me all you want. Tell me in the comments below. Let me know. I really want to know the answer to this question. If you take cars, for example, right? All the different brands of cars, Ford, Chevy, Mustang, or you go Nissan, Toyota, or anything like that. They're all kind of just copies of themselves throughout all history. And so, what's yours and what's not yours? What works better? If you make something better, is it yours or is it somebody else's? And it's more along the lines of how you play it after you build it. Now this particular play example I'm seeing here is not going as well as it used to. So maybe my play example is bad, because they're next to each other in that sense. But if I were to start this battle and go against each other, normally what happens is these 2 ships would just wipe out the single ship because you have more angles. And if they get stuck, so if they're close together, which is not an ideal thing to do, then they get stuck and they don't do what they're supposed to do. But if you have them even just slightly separated, which is how it would play it, you can see right here just the flanking of it alone can take it out. And normally if you're controlling it, I wouldn't have them straight on like that. You would do exactly what this is doing and flank from several different sides. So cost-wise, if you're having two smaller ships, which can do a heavily amount of damage and fly around and can maneuver a lot, what's better in that particular sense? So now that I got that out of the way, what I want to do here is I want to actually modify and change this and show you more on ship-to-ship building. So what I want to do here is I want to take this ship and I want to show you how to distribute, because I haven't set this up yet, how I distribute at least for resources. So right here you have your main cache, and I have my main cache that distributes over to these smaller caches, and then over here, so this can have these cannons can constantly fire out this way. Now what I haven't distributed is here with these caches to distribute out further here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip 2, so only these 2, so that I have enough resources, so they'll grab from here and distribute out here. So what happens is, so they skip 2 so that this one and this one can distribute out to these and still hold my larger cache for when I'm playing that particular gameplay. So what I want to do here is now I want to save this ship design and save it there. And what I want to do here is now I want to showcase these other ships, which are really nicely designed. I really like some of the ones that they built here. So if we were to take, for example, this one, which is still 200,000 less, but you take these ships, which are really nicely designed. How this person designed this one, if you come over here and actually look at it from the inside, he's got all these different points that the AI is trying to target, so it's all targeting all these other things around it. And he has all these points where the AI, at least the game, is trying to target things that are not key to fighting it, like the railgun here. He's got these 4 cannons. The person that designed the ship designed it very well in that sense. Now I've already pit tested my new ship that I've built here with all the different missiles, which again is a copy of other different designs of other ships that pasted it together and designed it so it has tons of maneuverability and movability, and also with the idea of it fighting against like Robotech. It literally just, because before I was showing Casey being wiped out by my other ships, but on a 1v1, which is how this is designed, and you'll see right here they're grabbing resources from the main cache and redistributing it back out here so that these can constantly have a base of fire for each battle. And you can see right here it just constantly does tons of damage and will wipe out this particular ship, which was really how I designed some of these ships in that way. But even just one of these ships doesn't equal 2 of my other ships. So if you're just going for big ships, yeah. And I'm trying to figure out how to design even a better ship that can be one ship that can fight versus 2 of my 6 cannon ships, so 12 cannons. Well, if you can design a ship that can fight against 2 cannons, 12 cannons, in multiple different flanking positions, please let me know. I would love to know a different design. But I haven't found one yet, and I've been playing around with it quite a bit, so there's this ship. Now if I were to come over here, and you can see it wiped that one out. Now let's showcase some other ships in here as well from the May 2023 that came out. Let's go here. This one's a really neat ship as well. So, you know, it's still lesser in that particular sense for cost-wise, 200,000 less. But he's got literally 6 railguns, and how it's designed so they don't have to run across each other. And it literally just, it does nice damage. But after playing around with my other ship, 1v1, 200,000 more, yes. But even if I were to pit it against something more closer to it, so just 2 of my other ships also stand a chance against this as well. And you can see right here, minimum damage and just destroying it like crazy. Because people were telling me, oh, you need to build bigger ships or single ships. So here is my reply to that. My single ship that now has an add-on. And if you've ever seen shows like Robotech where you just add on as an extra addition, well, that's what I did. I added on an extra addition. And I haven't found a design that's better than this yet from ship to ship designs. Now obviously, yes, everyone can design their own ships and make better ships, which I would love to see. And you leave me a comment below, let me know what's better in your eye, or what can you see that's better. Now they have all these other ships in here too. Let's just go ahead and showcase them. Now I haven't pitted against this one. This one right here, this Awful Tears. This one's a really nicely designed ship. I haven't tested it against this one, so I don't know how it's going to do, but this one ship can take on 2 of my 6 cannon ships, just because of how it's designed. It's got this crazy amount of armor in the front. It's missile launching like crazy. It's a constant barrage of fire. I don't even think my ship will stand a chance against it because of all this front armor, and because of how it's designed. Each one of these missile launchers are so well defended, and how he's always facing this huge amount of armor in front. I don't think my ship even stands a chance. However, what this ship lacks is speed and maneuverability. If I even were able to get one ship on the side of either one of these sides, this ship doesn't stand a chance. But in a 1v1 battle like this, which, again, when you're playing against the AI or you're playing missions, you're not ever going to just be fighting 1v1. So if I were to come over here and I were to take my ships, right, and if I were to just do 3 ships incrementing lower, so 2 cannon, 4 cannon, and a 6 cannon, and we were to fight it like this and go against each other, this ship, most likely, as long as they get in and actually can hit him from the side, doesn't stand a chance. Or even if I just had 2 6 cannon ships and I'm flying them, you can see I can easily fly around and maneuver around, and then this ship is no longer causes any problems. Now, yeah, the cost is way greater, but when you're playing, you know, if you're talking about fairness, there is no fairness in war or fairness in anything. So there's this, and this is how this would do if we were doing that one. And can you say, okay, well, yeah, that's the cost is so much more. Well, if I cut the cost down and then go this way, just a 4 cannon and a 6 cannon, and as long as I have the flanking ability and can somehow don't get stuck to each other, which they're going to get stuck to each other because the AI is silly and stupid sometimes like that. As long as I have the capability to flank to the side, it wouldn't stand a chance in that sense. But you can see right here, they're stupid. They're not even using their boosters to fly around and maneuver. And this guy doesn't have any maneuverability, really, because he doesn't have that many boosters. He has a lot of boosters to go forward. Actually, he does have a lot of boosters. Don't get me wrong. I'm wrong. But still, the AI does very silly, stupid things like this. Which I would love to control my own ships and actually do this. So you can see that 2 ships against this awful tiers. Whoever designed this, mad props. Mad props. I love how it's designed. It's really neat. I can't even think of a 1v1 ship against this one, with just the amount of sustain that it has is tremendous. In fact, you know what? Let's do Clockwork. I want to see Clockwork versus. But you see right here, once you have you flank behind, just even 2 ships, same cost, less cost actually, 1600 versus 17. You'll see that it stands a semi-chance, depending on how you actually do it. But they got a lot of maneuverability. He designed it very well. Obviously, I was controlling this other ship. I would take out some of these boosters, key boosters, in fact, so that he wouldn't be able to turn so much. And you can see it's a very close battle in that sense. But the person who designed the ship, mad props. What I want to show though here is, because this is just how you test them, right? What was it? Clockwork? I can't remember. Clockwork. Was it a fringe ship? Clockwork. Take Clockwork and fight Clockwork versus this one. How would these 2 ships fight against each other? These 2 missile ships. I'm very interested to know, because Clockwork's got a ton of speed backward. If this ship right here doesn't have a, or maybe it does. I don't know. I think Clockwork will win. Honestly, Clockwork's got this crazy amount of flat cannon. No, you know what? This new ship will win. Awful Tears. Maybe? I don't know. 2 missile ships, heavy missile ships against each other. Will Clockwork win, or will Awful Tears win? Clockwork's gonna win. I can already tell. with the amount of firepower it's got. It just has... So this ship design right here, how he has each one... I don't have this generator here, but this is a new addition. And you know, maybe... It's anybody's game. Awful Tier stands a much better chance because it has way more armor distribution. He only took out this small section. Two crazy missile ships fighting each other. Which one wins? What would you have your money on? Obviously, Awful Tiers. This ship. I don't know how you could design, and I'm sure there are ways to design better missile ships. Before right now, for this may come out, this is one of those ships where if you have a 1v1, what kind of ship can beat that one? A railgun ship? People may say. Oh, well, let's see this. Let's see that. Let's see, come over here in May, and look at this. This ship was really nice. I like this Kiansas working Rustic ship. And we're looking at these bigger ships. I would look at the smaller ships too. Where this one, because of how it's designed, he literally has it so they come in and just such a nice railgun design. The idea from this and how this is designed is really nice. It's just constant base of fire, just taking out. And I think actually the railgun stands a much better chance because this ship, see how it doesn't have, I don't know what its max speed is, but it's not going above 60, 70, 80, even though it has many of its thrusters going at full speed. And this one, the railgun ship's going to take him out. Eventually, unless he runs out of sulfur. Yeah, he'll run out of sulfur before you can totally demolish him, most likely. Let's see, depends on how it's targeting. Really neat design, though. And he made it like an organ, so it kind of like plays. It's very, very, very neat design. I don't want to sit here all day, but you can see it's just, yeah, with speed alone. Railgun and speed. Alright, enough of that one. Let's take a look at some of these other ships. Closer to 800,000. This ship right here, Iceberg, was a very, very neat design ship. One of my ships does not even stand a chance against it in a 1v1. But the downside about the Iceberg ship is maybe 2 battles at most. Heavy battles. And then it's, if you're just doing it by itself, and then it's kind of, well, I don't know, I guess it does have sulfur here. I didn't look at that part. So he has sulfur here to restock. And he has sulfur here to restock. I don't know, he's got 3, 5, 7. It's a 7 cannon ship with a crazy amount of armor. I like it. But my ship doesn't stand a chance against the way this ship's designed. Mainly his EMP is the biggest problem that I have because it takes out the shields that I have for my ship. So this Iceberg ship is designed really nicely. I do like it. However, it does lack maneuverability. And when I say maneuverability, as soon as I come over here and you do a 2 versus 1 on it, he doesn't stand maneuverability to fly around. No, 2 versus any ships, right? Obviously he's going to win. But you can see right here, it's heavily designed, but he doesn't have... You notice how my ship can easily just go boom and swing right around because I have more maneuverability. Because of how my boosters are set, so I can fly around and strafe behind. And once you get behind on the backside of the ship, it doesn't stand a chance anymore. Or even my ships, yes, if you get behind them, they don't stand a chance in that particular sense because they're easily exposed in the back. But I don't let ships go behind me in that particular aspect so much. So, really neat. I like it. can definitely get ideas from it. And I guess the whole start of this particular video was, if you design a ship or take ideas from other ships, is it really still your ship? Now, there are ships that I have fully designed from the ground up. For example, this ship, which I do during my gameplay, and this ship, which are completely designed from the ground up without any other copies or replicas from other ships. This ship is designed on its own from scratch, and same thing like this ship is designed on its own from scratch. But they don't compete against those other ships. And I've tried to improve them and design them so that they will. But the design of itself is on its own, and I have designed my own ship. Same thing like my smaller ships too. And even when you start off with the game, you start off with a pre-template of a ship, and you're just adding onto it unless you're going to build your own. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Feel free to let me know. I'd be happy to know anybody's comments and let me know what you want to see, what you want to see next. Here I'm just designing ships, just showcasing them, showing them how they go, and how they actually play out. And these are just my ships that I've modified and designed for myself for my own purpose. If you like this content, feel free to leave me a comment. Go ahead and hit the smash like button if you really like it. If you want to get notified anytime I post a new video, go ahead and subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, that's okay as well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm just going to go ahead and showcase how I was actually building these ships, because this was my first iteration. You can see right here, it has no back armor. I was giving it EMP, all those other things, but its back is super heavily exposed, and it didn't have a lot of speed to move around. Where this ship right here, it has far more maneuverability. You can see right here, it reversed it that way, so now it has both. You know what? I don't need 2 power plants. That will reduce its cost. I'm not looking at this. I don't need a second power. Why do I have double power plants in here? Why would I do that to myself, right? Get rid of that. That would reduce the cost significantly. And let's fix this. And put these in here. And then let's get rid of these extra doors. That cuts the cost down quite a bit. So here I have this one. These guys still have to power up that way. Because the power plant's no longer there, move the door closer this way so that they come up, walk out, go in, back out. Okay. I don't need those extra walkways. It's extra money. Extra space. In and back out. They have no reason to come over here. No. Now I have all this extra space, which I can add other things later on. For now, let's save that ship design. Huh. I just made it cheaper. Hold on. Yeah, significantly cheaper. I want to see if this even still flies without the generator. This can be a whole nother cargo for more everything. Now, fighting against each other, obviously, this ship stands at an advantage because it doesn't have all this extra weight. And it doesn't have that huge ability where if I'm turning too much, so it costs less, but it has far more. But my first design definitely didn't have long sustainability when flying around or anything like this with the extra protection in the back. Or the extra speed to get around the map. It kind of was one of those slowpoke. This is my slowpoke ship kind of thing. I wanted to be able to... you want speed. You want to be able to move around the map. So... this one... very likely going to win. Just because of how it's designed. This is my new ship. Higher level ship. Which I'm still working on and still improving. But these are just ideas you can build upon and go from there. Take over here, look at it from this way, design aspect. This is the ship that I have. Thank you for watching. You guys all have a wonderful rest of your day.